Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 187 of the Best Bits podcast. This is Mark Denholm from The Breakfast Show, guiding you through over the next however long of the best bits of this week. Hopefully, it is an enjoyable listen. I would hope so. On the way this week in the podcast, we've got Glastonbury cleanup. We've got a pizza dilemma. Do you have a claim where there really is no claim? We've got a pedantic naming question, food choices endorsed by the one and only Steve Mary, a misnamed shop, and the perils of modern artwork. Is it really artwork, and is it way overvalued? All that and more on the way in episode 187.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Over the weekend, Glastonbury took place, and obviously the clean-up operation will be getting underway as the last of the revellers start to leave Worthy Farm this morning. The clean-up operation will get underway. And what you often find with festivals, especially Glastonbury, is that loads of stuff that isn't traditionally disposable ends up being disposable. Like, you know, when they start cleaning up the site, you'll find that people just go there and leave their tents. They can't be bothered to pack them up and take away with them. So they go there, they stay in them, and they just say, I'll leave it. Don't worry, we'll get another one for next year. And this happens with a load of stuff at festivals. So not necessarily festival related, but today, what stuff have you bought that's not intended to be disposable, but you have actually used as disposable? In other words, like, you don't really care about it. It's not really something that is disposable, but you just think, oh, do you know what? I've had my use out of it now, and that will do. On air at atomradio.co.uk. On a Monday morning, how you get in touch with the things that you have bought, which aren't traditionally thought of as disposable, that you have used as disposable. On air at atomradio.co.uk.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Today is Pineapple Day, which begs the question, does a pineapple belong on a pizza or not? It's Helen Keller Day, and it's also Sunglasses Day, which you may or may not need.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
6:15 morning, then Mark Denholm on Atom Radio, banging out the anthems. If you ever see or hear someone sneeze 3 times, there is a reason. Sneeze once loosens up the irritant, sneeze 2 gets it to the front of the nose, and sneeze 3 gets it out. Therefore, technically, you only have to cover your nose on the 3rd attempt. Surely, only the 3rd attempt is the dangerous one, unless you have an ultra-powerful sneeze.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
This is Mark Denholm at breakfast online, banging out the anthems on Atom Radio. Morning and welcome to Tuesday. A man has won $100,000 on the lottery using a strategy which he saw on TV. I wish I'd watched the same TV programme. My attempt at Euro Millions on the last 2 draws has won me absolutely nothing. Mind you, given all the adverts these days, you know, have you bought this and didn't get the result you expected? Well, contact us and we'll get you a full refund. Maybe I should do that with my Euro Millions tickets. I bought them at $2.50 in good faith that I would win the jackpot. I didn't. Maybe, therefore, I am entitled to a refund.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
8:23 morning, then Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Girls who have more guy friends than girlfriends tend to go through less depression and anxiety. Now, what does that tell you? Does that tell you that guys are less depressing? I don't know. I don't want to comment, really.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Morning, and welcome to Wednesday. It is Mark Denholm at breakfast, banging out the anthems. Battersea Power Station is under redevelopment, Art Deco and all that, all going on. Visited by the Queen as well, as the site is now transformed into a new apartment and shopping complex. That's not the thing on my head, though. The thing on my head is the new station, Battersea Power Station. Why is it only called Battersea Power Station? Because it is the station at Battersea Power Station, therefore it should be Battersea Power Station Station. Just, you know, to be entirely accurate, it should be Battersea Power Station Station. Just like Slough Station is Slough Station and Maidenhead Station is Maidenhead Station. Just a few thoughts for early on a Wednesday.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
It's camera day today. Remember, never ever confuse a camera owner with a photographer. You can be a camera owner and not be a photographer. It is possible. It's also Waffle Iron Day today.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Wendy's has opened its first London place, a central London branch in Camden. Tim Hortons is also opening up. Big favourites of Steve Mary, of course, friend of this show. He loves a Wendy's and loves a Tim Hortons as well, so he'll be very happy. In fact, Steve messaged me on Monday as well. Shout out Steve Mary. He did message me on Monday and say, hey, how are you? Good news, Wimpy and Bracknell is not far away. Me and Steve are going for a bit of a bromance mandate for lunch in Wimpy one day in Bracknell when they finally get it open.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast.
Podcast. Let me ask you a question. The US Army uses how many rounds of ammunition in the average year? Think on it. Go on. 1.5 billion rounds used in the average year by the entire US Army. Those playing Call of Duty, what do you reckon on theirs? Higher or lower? On average, Call of Duty players use 1.5 billion rounds of ammunition every 17 hours. Wow, there's a big thing, wasn't there, about being addicted to video games? Maybe it's true.
This is Mark Denham.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
I want to know what things you can buy for £1 or less, all because a lady yesterday got trapped in a shop with just a £1 coin and a flat battery on her phone, meaning she couldn't pay by card, and the item that she wanted, which obviously had been £1 previously because she only had £1 in cash, has now gone up to £1.10. I want to know, therefore, what can you now buy that is £1 or less that's worth having? And Liz, funny enough, Liz, I did think one of the things that you said as well the other day myself. But Liz says nothing is under £1 anymore that's worth having. If you go into McDonald's, the pound saver menu is now just a saver menu because most things are over £1. But the most confusing one is Poundland, where most things are also now over £1. Therefore, why is the shop still called Poundland? That is, Liz, a very good question. And funny enough, I was queuing in there the other day and I was waiting in the queue and I was looking, I was like, oh, $6.99. That's not really £1, is it? £4. That's not really £1 either. And I was just thinking, how much stock in this shop called Poundland is actually £1 anymore? You know, I get what you're saying, Liz, like the McDonald's Pound Saver menu. At least they've changed the name of their menu, and I get that. It's now just a saver menu, and therefore things are over £1. But when you go in a shop that is Poundland, Pound, P-O-U-N-D, land, you would imagine that things would cost £1. Now, historically, they've bought cheap rubbish and sold that, or they've gone to manufacturers and got cut-sized products. Like if you bought washing up liquid, it'd be smaller than that which you could get in the regular supermarket and that's how they did £1. Now, shamelessly, not £1, is it? £1.50, £2, £4, $6.99. It's not £1 anymore, and yet they haven't changed the name. Annoyingly, it's still called Poundland. Liz, you and me are banging the same drum on this. Like, either change the name, change the prices, one or the other here. Poundland or more than a Poundland.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast. Podcast.
6:14, morning, and welcome to Friday. There's a story earlier this week about TUI holidaymakers who apparently faced a 43-hour delay, stranded at Norwich Airport on their way to Mallorca. That's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is one of them is Terry Mack, who's 73 years old. He's a pensioner. And he was interviewed on ITV. The man has eyebrows that are so, well, they're so big, you'd probably have to shampoo, condition, blow dry and comb them. I don't know why no one's talking about them. They are amazing specimens of eyebrows.
This is Mark Denham.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
We're looking today back to 2014. Tracy Emin's modern artwork, My Bed, was sold at auction. It originally had a guide price of between £800,000 and £1.2 million. This modern artwork is called My Bed, and it features an unmade bed surrounded by a floor littered by empty vodka bottles, cigarette butts and condoms. It's sold for £2.2 million, right? So basically what this lady has done is she's bought a bed and she's put it on her floor, and then she's just chucked around vodka bottles, cigarette butts and condoms. And I don't really see, if I'm honest, how that's art. And what I'm absolutely amazed at here is, firstly, how the guide valuation of even £800,000 came about. No bed is worth £800,000. Chuck in some vodka bottles, some cigarette butts and some condoms, Still doesn't come anywhere near £800,000. No. How on earth did it get to the guide valuation at the lower end? But even then, from the lower end of the guide valuation, how did it go for £2.2 million? Who got carried away enough to spend £2.2 million on basically an old bed, some old vodka bottles, some cigarette butts and some condoms? I'm amazed. If you put your bedroom up as modern artwork, describe it to me.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
There are times in my life where I've just rolled out of bed and just kind of chucked the sheet in a somewhat semi-orderly fashion. And I'm now thinking, like, now that I do actually get up in the morning and make the bed, because I thought it's the least I could do, really, and a concept to humanity is to make the bed. There are times I'm now thinking, maybe I shouldn't, and maybe I should just give up on housework in the bedroom. And perhaps, who knows, maybe I could just even take photos rather than actually giving away my bed every week. Maybe I could just take photos and sign them and do that instead as modern artwork. I don't know how much a photo would go for of an entire mess. I don't know. But I mean, fair play to this lady who's conned somebody into £2.2 million just for picking up on her own untidiness. That's unbelievable. Thank you for checking out episode 187 of the podcast. Episode 188 comes next week, and your chance to listen again. Don't forget that you can subscribe in your podcast app of choice, be it on your iPhone or your Android, or indeed in iTunes. You can subscribe in the app, and then you will get automatically notified as well. Don't forget to check out the show Monday to Friday, 6 till 10 on atomradio.co.uk, TuneIn Radio Box Streamer, iTunes Radio, and indeed your smart speaker.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.